Hello everyone. Today we are going to cover Cucumber part 2. So I will start with some basics today. You are hardly or barely seeing these texts here. Let's increase them a little bit. So I'm gonna click on window, then I'm gonna click on perspective or preference actually. So I'm gonna click on general, then I'm gonna go to appearance, color and fonts. I'm gonna try I'm gonna type tree here. So click on that, click on edit, and these are the tree structures, right? So I'm gonna make it maybe 11, 9 is like that, and 11 is like that. Here it is changing, so 12. Let's see by making it 12. Okay, it's pretty big now, and I'm happy with that. Hope you will understand. Okay, now we're gonna start with uh, where we left last day. Last day we have set up all the common methods, all the most of the utilities that is required here in this SRC test Java. We have completed and covered most of the utilities class, common methods. We have prepared hooks, step listeners, now, and we have used logs too. We have configured logs. Now only one thing left, that is extend report. We are gonna uh, we're gonna cover that today. We'll start from that basically. So what you need to do, first things first, you have to create the properties file. The way you created for log4j, you have to create another property file, create new file, then you have to write here extend dot properties. Okay, properties. First of all, let me tell you what is this, how it works. If you want me to show you how it works, I can show you. Well, look at it. So if you open this, you can see test case name, your test case, screenshots, everything in a very colorful way. Here you can see the summary of your test cases. Here you can see my name, my project name, browser, and all the details, the date and everything. It is so beautiful. In the top you can see that here it is written that EAL automated test. I mean everything, right? So it is very important that you learn this, how to do it, and it is very easy, trust me. So we will definitely need this report, so let's start quickly. So first of all, we're gonna create this property extend.properties file, and here from inside it we're gonna paste the content from usually from the regular way. You're gonna go to your part 2 class today, okay, whatever it is there. You're gonna see the video will be here. I'm still recording it, so it is not there now. So you're gonna see extend dash properties. You're gonna click on that. You're gonna see these codes, copy them, close it, and go to your Eclipse, paste them. Easy peasy, right? By mistake, I made the spelling mistake, so I have to correct it. That's why it is showing in a different color. I have to go to refactor, rename, and TIES for me. Okay, now save it. It should be fine. Okay, if something doesn't work properly, we go to project, we go to clean, we do a clean project cleanup. Okay, in this situation, if you see that it is not working, just delete it and create it again. So once you do the spelling mistake, it's not gonna take your properties power. It's not. So if your property file doesn't have the power it's supposed to have, it is not gonna work. So you're gonna create new file again, file, and the name should be again extend 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 dot properties extend properties, and we're gonna paste the usual stuff. Okay, so it's coming up again. Now if I show you that I copied the same thing. Just click on that again, copy everything from here, Ctrl C, coming up, Ctrl V. Okay, save it. Now it is good. So you need to delete and update. Now here is something you need to change. First of all, the report, it should not be this name. PDL Connect is my project. So you can make it right, EAL report. Okay, then here what we do have more, it's just my name. I'm gonna put only Shams here. You can put your name as engineer, and here project name is, I'm not putting anything. I was working on EL Connect project. Sorry, I mean PDL Connect project, but I'm not putting anything here. So here you go. So these are everything that you need to change. I will change it in the property file so that you don't have to do it, but always remember, if you don't do these changes in your office or company, you might get flagged. These are the names. If they see this in your report, that will be a problem. So make sure you know what to change. Okay, now the second thing, we have to create an XML file here. So you're gonna create a XML file. So new file, spark-xml, S-P-A-R-K, sorry, Spark spark-config, not XML, spark-config.xml is another type of file that we always use in TestNG. So something similar like that. And for this also, you have to go to the same place. We're gonna open up this document, spark config, and we're gonna copy everything. Okay, Ctrl C. Let's get back to our here and press Ctrl V, Ctrl and save it. Make sure you click both of these buttons. Save as. I mean, not save as, save all. Okay. Now, will you always have to find them out from my drive? Is there any newer version of it? So basically, you can definitely copy it from Extend Report website. So maybe it is old when you are seeing this video, but it is customizable. You can customize name and everything. It is kind of an updated version of what is there by default, but you can always choose it from, let me show you. So in your browser, you can go to extend, I mean, you can see any YouTube tutorial though. Extend report properties file. You will see this extendreports.com. There are multiple sites. Okay, cucumber 4 adapter. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, is the site broken? Somehow the site is broken. Okay, so if you click here, this page is broken somehow. Extend reports cucumber 4 adapter. This is the thing, but property file is not here somehow. Adapter. Okay, not this one. Okay, so it was that one, but it is somehow broken. So extend report properties file. Okay, let's see here. So you're gonna go to, let's go from the first link. Let's see if we can find out. Go to our adapter is cucumber 4. We are using latest version. I mean, it will work. Not cucumber 4. You're using cucumber 3 point something, but it will work. It is the latest one. So here is the extend service. See here, adding reporters. Let's see. Okay, event start here. Here is the property file, and you need to customize it for a Spark reporter. Here is the report name. You can give the report name here. So so here you can see that you have to only, if you use event report, you can only use this, but we have customized it here. They have told you how you're going to customize this report. I already customized it for you, made everything ready. So just go there, copy, come and paste the things in your Spark properties and Spark config. Okay, Spark XML report is also there if you want to see. Okay, from the same page, if you go to reporter, here is the Spark one. If you go there, if you go down, here is the XML file. Copy pasted it, modified a little bit so that it becomes friendly. You can copy from here and paste it in your code. But I did that for you guys too, so you don't need to worry. You can just copy paste from the place I showed you guys. Okay, now, and these two will not be sufficient for generating extend report. Remember, we have lots of dependencies that is gonna help us for generating these reports. For example, one is Spark, one is a Spark reporter that is helping us. Then event stack that is also helping us. That's why when you will complete assignment 1, you will understand which dependency is helping us for what. Write it down here in the description. Okay, this is gonna use for extend report, blah blah blah. Then you will understand which dependencies you need to add for extend report. Okay, all right, now we are gonna start our first execution, our first part of the video. That is, all right, so we are kind of ready. So I think you already know about the dependencies. So now let's start today's main course, our main class. First of all, we need to see that whatever we have set up till now so far is working properly or not. So I'm closing everything, just starting from scratch. So first thing first, what you need to do, how you need to run your test cases. So first of all, we need to create a feature file to run our test. So I'm going to src test resources. Another important part, whenever you are creating feature files, you need to be very organized to maintain the automation test sequence. When you are running them, they have to run like test case id 1, test case id 2, test case id 3 in a sequential way. If you cannot maintain your feature file, they won't run in sequence. Now, what is feature file, how we create it, let me show. First of all, I'm creating folder number 1. Always make sure you are using numbering for features. Okay, first of all, let me create the feature, no numbering here, features. Okay, then first one is just for testing purpose, so practicing purpose. We are just making sure that everything is working fine. So 1 underscore test or 1 underscore practice, you can say, or test. Okay, we are gonna test things here. So now first feature file is, now we're gonna click on this one, new file, 1 underscore feature, feature, sorry, 1 underscore, you can write test.feature. This 1 2 3 4 sequence is very important. Whatever will be as 1, it will see, I mean your compiler will see that folder and that file first. So in this sequence you can see that lots of things has been has came. So you can read whatever you want from here. I mean, these are very basics. Author, you can put your email there, that will be written here. Okay, and keyword, you can use some summary, features, list of features, what is it, what are you going to run, and scenario, and background. This is background is pretty much like prerequisite types of things or preconditions, something similar to that. And there are lots of things, strings, tables, data tables, blah blah blah, lots of things you're going to learn eventually. So remove all of them for now, removing them. So I'm just leaving the tags for now because you need to know where you can use tag. So feature file, always make sure you use a space. I mean, if you write things from here, it will not work, it will be green. So always after this colons, use a space, write your feature file name. This is for test purpose, right? So I'm just writing simply test. So right after this, you can, I mean, here we are just, you can just write testing cucumber project setup, just setting it up. uh, okay, so here you can write a note that is not going to make any difference, it's not going to print anywhere, so you are good to go. I mean, you can write a description what you are doing with this. Is this I want to use, or I want to test this project. This is a raw file. It's not gonna cause any harm even if you write it. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is like these items, you remove all of them. Let me show you how you can do it. You can remove this one too, we're gonna learn it later. So first of all, scenario. What is scenario? Scenario, you have to give a space. What is scenario? Scenario is just the test case name. So verify user is on home page. I will just test now. The driver is opening, report is getting created. I will just try everything. So this test case name we usually copy from our Excel file, test case file. I mean test plan document or test plan, our actual test plan, not the document. I mean the test cases. So it is just for testing purpose. So that's why I'm not writing anything. So cucumber starts with given, when, then. These types of gherkin keywords. I think you already know what is gherkin. Given, when, then, and these are kind of gherkin. So you know everything except given. Given will just say that given is kind of first step, your prerequisite or precondition, something like that. Given user is on home page, that is your prerequisite, right? That means first step, precondition, main precondition. Then user, I'm sorry, user, then user clicks on login button, something like that you can create, right? So it has to be then t should be capital actually, like that. Okay, so now we don't need to write all the test cases. First let's test it. Okay, save it. So once it's okay, there's a equal button, we cannot have it. Save it now. Now I'm just writing it test one. Okay, now you see it's kinda greenish, orange color. It's quite natural. So now you have to, what you need to do next, keep it like that. You can create a runner class. So I'm gonna create a package in src test java, then package eal.runners. Okay, inside that I'm gonna create a runner class eal runner. Okay, you're good to go. So first thing first, as usual, what we do inside the class above any method, we put two things, just Windows V, removing everything. We remember the logs, right? So first we initialize the logs, something like that. And here the class name is EL runner. Instead of driver, we're gonna put EL runner. And at the top, we're gonna do the imports, which is this, right? Everything is good. Okay, so our logger is set up. Now what we're gonna do? So now, so I could give you the copy paste, but you should not copy paste it. You should create it by your own. It's a very important thing, and you need to remember how you are creating it. So run with control space is gonna come from JUnit runner. Okay, and then in the brackets you have to create a braces. You have to write capital cucumber is a class. Capital means class. Cucumber dot class is gonna run this class, and then you need to use multiple items for cucumber options. O and control space. You should get it from two different places. Make sure you select the J unit because we are not going to use testng here. You can use that, but I don't prefer. When you have J unit, you should run with J unit. Okay. Cucumber options. We are good. Now what we're gonna put here? Create a space, create a bracket, give a space, give a enter button, create some space here. Now we're gonna put one by one things here. First of all, plugin. What types of plugin we're gonna use? Equal to, you can, I mean, we are going to generate extended report and lots of reports in a very pretty format. So it has to be like that. I mean, these braces. First of all, first plugin should be pretty, double slash, smaller string, okay, pretty. Then there should be a comma, then another one should be HTML. Okay, so here a default HTML report will be generated. So it has to be on target. Target means this folder target, right? But I don't want to put everything by default there. So it has to be default. I mean, in the target folder, what I'm gonna put? I wanna put like default dash cucumber dash reports. Make sure about the spellings. Dash HTML report dot html. Okay, so that is the name you gave, and then you have to use similarly JSON colon target slash, I mean, there should be a JSON report. One is HTML report, Cucumber automatically generates. So another, second one, it generates Cucumber report. That is also I want to put inside target cucumber.json. I don't want to take much burden of it. Then comma. Okay, why it is? Okay, so cucumber. Okay, what was the issue? Okay, there should be a comma. I forgot by mistake. There should be a comma like this. So target, this target and this target must be same. Cucumber.json. Then same thing here. Third one is rerun target slash cucumber.txt, then comma, then another one is com.evanstech. That is for extend report. Extend reports.cucumber.adapter extend cucumber adapters. I mean, these are also one-time setup. You don't need to do it all the time. There will be a comma, and then eal.hooks.step name listener. That is very important. Remember, here we are mentioning our hooks class. In your project, if your project name is not el.hooks, make sure you change it. Okay, it is very, very important. Change it to whatever you want. So it should be a step name listener. So dot means inside. So inside the folder name, okay, we can copy that. Just rewrite it. I clicked on F2. F2 function 2 will open this thing, copy it. I'm gonna paste it here so that I don't do any mistake. It has to be like this. Okay, okay, there is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 item. Okay guys, I kept the plugin for you guys here, just the plugin. so that you don't do any mistake. But make sure what you need to change. You need to make sure the folder names are correct, the target name is correct, accurately created in your project. Okay, right? So you can copy that and bring it here. So my one is good, so that's why I'm not changing anything. Okay, now this plugin part is completely done. Now what you need to do, after this you have to use a comma. So you're gonna use four types of items. One is plugin, second thing is plugin is gonna create the report, second thing is feature, P-A-T-U-R-E, features, I mean features. Where is our features file, feature files located? So again, double quote. Now it is located where? So let's go for this one. Actually, we don't want to be clear, be attentive here. Be very, very attentive and very, very clear here that we don't need to show our like compiler one single feature file. We are gonna tell them about the whole folder. Then it's gonna find these subfolders and the feature files by its own. So what are you gonna do? We have to open this feature file path. We are not going to copy everything. We are going to copy from src test, I mean inside the project. Okay, src test resources features. We are going to copy only this thing, Control C. We're gonna paste inside this braces. Again, now what are we going to add with these feature files? We have to create a step definition. We haven't created yet. That means whatever feature you have written here, you need the steps mentioned in somewhere in the class. So what we're gonna do for this, we are going to create a step definition file in here. Create new a package first, eal.step step underscore sorry, make sure about the spelling is correct. Step definitions, definitions definitions. Okay, eal.step definitions. So I'm gonna create a step definition class there later. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna refactor, rename, copy. Okay, Control C, copy the class name, and we're gonna put here glue. And what are we gonna glue? We have to put cursors, I mean braces. Then we have to put el.step definition. Why it is there? Because it is directly inside project. If you see, did I create it under runner? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It has to be under, oh no, I didn't create it under runner. It is outside runner. If you see the same level of runners, it is just right under src test java el step definitions. Okay. And now here we mentioned the whole structure, but there we didn't mention the whole structure. The only reason is it will automatically, the glue automatically search in src test java folder. Okay, when we pasted this, we have to reverse this. I mean, we have to use this forward slash, remove them and use forward slash for these, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so now glue is okay. We're gonna glue this step definition with hooks class. So the step definition will be glued with el.hooks. Because before running this step, we want to run something from here, which is a step name listener, and before method, after method, all the annotations. Those will come. So whatever you're gonna mention here, they will run sequentially. And once the sequence will take place, hooks will always come first. Even before hook, something will come from here. We're gonna set it up. Okay, now we will need another variable, few other variable, which is dry run. Control space should give you, okay, dry run. It has to be false first. What does it do? I will tell you. You will see. Okay. Okay, again comma. Then we need monochrome. You can write true. And finally, we need tags. Okay. Tags can be above monochrome because monochrome is gonna change the color. Tags equal to the tag of your code. So here our first tag was like, for this one, test one, right? So whatever scenario you want to run or test case you want to run, everything will have a tag right above it. Tag cannot be like this. It has to be exactly right above it, above the scenario. No space should be there. Copy the full tag or annotation, paste inside this block and save it. Now, if you run it, see what happens. You can run it now. We are good to go. Oh, okay. Before running it, what I mean, we have created hooks, we have done lots of things, we have done browser setup in the driver class. If you go here, you're gonna see we have this browser setup method, right? It is get driver method. I mean, get driver is a class, sorry. So, oh no, it's a method. Get driver is a method, but we had a method here, browser setup. Where are we going to call this? So we have to create a custom method in our runner class to call this or to run this. So we have this variable. Oh, okay, one thing that we always do, extends to common method. We need lots of common methods here maybe. So always remember to extends to common methods. Okay, utilities class. Okay. And when you are pulling, make sure you are pulling it from the right place. Okay. So if you hover over, I see that it is coming from utilities. That is, you need to make sure. Okay. Now, whatever we are going to mention here is going to run very first of the project. So there is a before class JUnit annotation, even before hooks, even before everything. Before class, okay. Before class public static void global. Okay, that's a method name, global setup, and just a simple method. Okay, so that is a global setup. That is like setting up the browser and all. I'm gonna use a colorful log and say that we will try to use pink color. I mean, I just copy pasted it. You can, I mean, we had that copied, this colorful log. I used thinner purple color, added a node for running before class PDL runner. I mean, that is a node that is gonna print here. If you see here, it is printing here, and you can see, you will see the line number here, but now it ran from a different project. That's it is showing something like this, and we are resetting the log right after printing this thing. Okay. All right, now what are you gonna do? What is a class name? So in the driver class, we know that this is a static method, and a static method you can always call by directly mentioning the class name. So the class name is driver, right? So we can easily call it by driver dot browser setup. We are good to go now. So I believe till now you already complete the assignments. So you should know about all the methods and the hooks. Now then we are using after class org test engine annotations. There is test engine, there is JUnit. We need to pull it from JUnit, definitely, as we put it from the JUnit 2, right? Yes. So after class also from JUnit, again there cannot be any space. You have to be, it has to be right before, right after the tag public static void teardown. Okay. You can put a teardown method here if you want, but we have already put the teardown method in our, what do you call, we have put the tear down method in our hooks class, so we don't need to put it here. Okay, so control space, just printing a random log. Okay, just do it again. It's after class period runner, just to make you feel, or just to show you when which annotation is running. Okay, now these are the annotations. There are some annotations in hooks class. There are some annotations before, after, lots of things, right? Before all. Now which one will run first? Before all will run first, or this before class will run first? JUnit 1, I mean this one, which one will run first? Or before even them something will run? Let's figure this out. At first let's make sure it is running or not. We haven't created any step definition yet for this one. That means we just written the text step, no method, no Java code for this. So just run it. Let's see what happens. We are running it now. It failed, right? But browser opened. We are waiting. Browser opened, and it will definitely eventually close because I gave a, no, I didn't give anything. Oh, hold on. So we have to go to runner class. We have to click on runners, JUnit runner. Okay, again. Let's see what happens. It failed. Simply, it easily failed. Now, if you see that it is not able to discover the engine, blah 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 blah, lots of exceptions are there, which is very, very, I mean, it makes sense. Class total none, resolution failed, because it is just simply, what is it telling? If you debug it, if you research with AI, it is telling you that this step definition thing is not present anywhere. You say that, not this one, you say that this step definition has some class, but actually it doesn't have any class. Let's create the step definition class and let's put things there. How will we do it? Just right click on the feature file, run as cucumber feature. See what happens. Okay, now it should, okay, if you scroll down at the bottom, you're gonna see it gave you the step here saying that it is not implemented anywhere. So copy this whole thing. Okay, copy this whole thing, go to your step definition class. I mean, this is the method. Every method has a step definition. You have to call this, I mean, copy this. You have to go to your step definition, that one, new. Now this is, what is the feature file name? We create a step definition based on feature file name, but it is one underscore test. We are not going to give the step definition like one underscore test. We're gonna give it like test underscore SD. SD means step definition. That's how I write. You can give your one. Okay, that was a class. It has to be capital. My bad, guys. Okay, it has to be capital. Okay. So here, just paste the method that you just copied. Hover on it. Okay, hover on it. Import. Okay, it is working perfectly fine now. It is this line of code you don't need. So how it works actually, if you see, if I show you them side by side. Okay, I wanna bring it here. Okay, see, whatever you have written here, right, is exactly, instead of given, I mean, this given will not be there, except given, every black color text will be inside this thing as a quotation, and given is the tag. You don't even need to, copy paste from bottom. You can create it by your own. Just at the rate given, this will glue with, I mean, it will glue with this given to this given. Okay, always. And this text, I mean, it will, the reason it will give is because of this text. If they match together exactly same, that means whenever you're gonna run this feature file, it will be connected with this one, and it works like a tag. The way these things works, it is also something like that, without any space in the below. Like you cannot give any space like that. Without any space in the, I mean, in the below or given below, you have to click or you have to create this home page. Uh, I mean, user is on home page method. Okay. Now that is your step definition method. What you gonna put here inside? I mean, you can put anything for now. I'm just using, oh, it doesn't have any log. So again, we have to definitely, whenever you are creating any test class, don't forget to bring your logger, removing all of them. Okay, public static logger. Now this is just st, this class, save, and now we have to import two, right? So click on that, import log4j, blah blah blah. These are okay, done. So nice, we have done this. Now here I'm gonna print a log, just a log, to show you guys that how it works. And here I'm gonna write step definition, and I'm gonna give a thread.sleep intentionally. Just okay, we don't need to use thread.sleep. You already have common methods, so extend it, extends every step definition, every class you can extend to common method. That's why you created common methods, so that we can use those methods. Now we had wait for, we don't need any object, we don't need nothing. We can directly call everything from common method. Wait for, you see, you wait for, here you can clearly see that integer second, that means you can pass second here. It is coming from common methods. Void means it is not returning anything. So wait for, select it. Here you can select, you can put time like how many seconds, 10 seconds or 15 seconds. That is sufficient for me, right? So now let's run the runner class now. So now when you are running it, right click, run JUnit test. If you see this, click on always save resources, and before launching, and click on OK. Now you see all the test cases are running perfectly and smoothly, right? Browser didn't open. There is some issues. Where the browser go? Why did it not open? So we have to fix it. But before we move forward, I want to make sure something. You have to make sure this. So you already copy pasted the dependencies. There are some tips and tricks. There might be some errors in your case. So if you see that dependency management, this dependency management section is not there, make sure you create it by your own, and you must have to have JUnit BOM, because all these JUnit dependencies, there is no version mentioned. It will be controlled by only this version. I mean, this is the parent, these are the childs. So you have all of this, but if you don't have this, your test will not run. It will throw errors. If you see any errors here after running from there, make sure you see that before you see anything else. Okay. So okay, now you can see everything is executed, but the browser didn't launch. I intentionally did that for you guys. Now if you go to your driver class, you're gonna see that, I mean, in here, in my case, it is not opening, because here we are running Chrome browser. So for the Chrome, it will run the case driver is not null, right? So if sorry, initially driver is null, so what it's gonna do, it's gonna look for Chrome, and once it comes here, it's gonna see headless new. So this is gonna make Chrome browser a headless browser. We don't need that, so just removed it. Now save it. Now if you run it, you're gonna see it's gonna run, it's gonna print things. Okay, it opened the browser, it loaded the Amazon URL. Why it opened Amazon URL? It is pulling the URL from configuration.property file here, right? So then we printed a log here. You see, it waited 15 seconds. So see, verify user is on home page. User is on home page. Very nice green color coming up, and it is coming from, it is printing from info hook 62. Now if you go to your hook 62, we are going to go to the sequence in a short bit. So I'm just showing you. So it is running before a step first. In before step we are doing nothing. We are just printing this thing. These are coming from step listeners, and then we we have this step-by-step screenshot captured and everything printed. You can get the sequence from here. You see a step definition. It is printed from line number 16 of test SD. Test SD means your step definition. This one, line number 16, here you go. So these lining numbering things only we have done. These are very updated things of log, very helpful. Okay, so now successfully we have executed it. Now let's add another step. Then it will click on login button. That's just an example, another example, right? So if you, now we don't have a step definition for that. I can create it, but I won't. I'm gonna show you something now. Save it, save the feature file. Now if I run it again, right, from here, if I run it again, it's again gonna open the browser. It will go to the login page, load the URL. It will take some time, and as an automation engineer we need to save time. So I don't want to do all these things really, because now there is one step, there can be 100 steps. I just wrote a new step. For example, here I just want to create the step definition. I can copy paste it, I can create it by myself definitely, but I prefer copy paste. So now what you can do, make the dry run true. It's called dry run. Dry run means it's only gonna execute this step but not read the code in the back. So you can do it, EL runner, run it, and once you do it, you're gonna see that it is not actually executing. These hooks are executing from a different class, not from feature file. So but the feature file will not actually execute. You see, no green things, nothing is there. Now it failed, but this step didn't print out, but it got printed somewhere. Where, if you move it right, you can see the reasons of failure here. Verify user is on home page. This one failed because it doesn't have, I mean, this is a test case name, right? Here, verify user is on home page. This test case has been failed because this method is not there. So we can click on this show step trace in console view. Then it's gonna bring you it here. Copy. Again, go to the same step definition. Don't create another step definition. Only one feature file. There will be only one step definition. Below this, you're gonna print, or you're gonna copy paste this one. Hover over here, import it. You're good. Now, okay, so I forgot. Okay, by mistake the click didn't went through. So logger.info step definition here is, we are gonna put, okay, let's remove this step definition. Let's write SD1, this one, and similarly we're gonna print here SD2. Okay, click on this one. Okay, so now just run it again. Now we're gonna learn and see something. Okay, the browser is opened, dry run on, but still is not gonna run dry because it is gonna print everything. Now it is passed, you see, because the steps has been created. Now I'm gonna run with the true, I mean by making dry run false. It will run and execute everything from feature file. Now there will be a difference. You're gonna see. In the meantime, I'm gonna show you something, a sequence. Now you can go to the same this folder. You can download these photos. Then you can download the whole folder from here and put it in your project. How are you gonna put it in your project? Just click on your project. Something is there. Okay. Just click on your project. Right click, properties, or press Ctrl Enter. Go there. When you're gonna see this cucumber 2025, get in and paste the folder. I'm gonna do it now. Let me show you. I'm gonna download the whole folder. Download is getting downloaded. It's very small folder though. Okay, it is zipped. I'm gonna paste it in. Okay, wherever I'm here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on this blank space here somewhere, copy the path. Okay, copy the path, and I'm gonna go to again the folder path. Where's the folder path? Here. You can, it will be your by default with your default zip file, default downloader. I'm using a different downloader, that's why it is like that. Just download and move these folders, extract to helper, something like that. Just extract it. Once you extract, delete this, you don't need this anymore. Refresh it. Okay, it has something extra numbers. Rename it. Make sure you remove everything. Just put helpers. Okay, save it. Okay, now if you open it, if you open your browser, if you refresh, refresh, you are seeing the helper folder. Now why did I do that? It is very important for you now. Okay, now let's move it here. Okay, very important. Now see what has been executed first, what has been executed last. I'm gonna minimize this part a little bit. I'm gonna bring this more. Okay, now if we zoom a little bit, I showed you here which one will first execute and how many time it executes. So if we see at the bottom here, right, we see that driver 102 creating temp directory in Chrome, from where it got printed, driver class 108. Let's go there. Now driver class 102, right? 102. How the hell it got printed? The very top, even before this one. Okay, here we have written that before class from JUnit runner. So our runner is EAL runner, right? So count the numbers too, write with me. This one is the before class. What is the proof that it is executed? From line number 42, and this is the log at the rate before class runner PDL. Okay, here is this PDL. We have to write EAL instead of PEL. EAL. Here also, I can put like that. Here also, EAL runner. Okay. For example, okay, this one I just made it EAL runner. Okay, let me run it. Okay, now you see I updated it. Now it is EAL runner running one time. Okay, running one time. So now thing is how that driver class thing executed before this. is because compiler, Java compiler goes from top to bottom. So when it was coming from top to bottom, it saw that extends. When it saw that extends, it goes to common methods. When it go now it extends the, so when it comes to common methods, it says that it doesn't read anything. Again, it is going to top to bottom and left to right. It saw that it is extending driver. Immediately jumped to the driver class. Again, it started reading from top to bottom, and it, when it is coming down, it went to this part and it saw that we driver is null. Then once it saw driver is null, it has to assign a driver. So now we set up Chrome here, right? Okay. So now if browser is null, it's gonna do that. So here browser is Chrome, we set up already here. So it's not gonna go in that, it is not null. Driver null, but browser is not null. Switch browser, it will come here. Okay, it will read all this. No logs are there. It will come here, it will not go inside here, it will go inside here, Chrome, right? And then it will start coming down, 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 down. Then in line number 102, it find first log. That's why it printed this log here, right? Then again it will do its things like that. There is no log printed. It will break from here after launching the browser. Then again, where will it go? It will go back to this part. It is not gonna read all this now. It is gonna go back again to, so that means before even this extends work, it goes to the last extended class for inheritance. Then it will again come down here, I mean in the runner class. Then it will start reading this one. So then it's gonna print this one before runner, right? Before class, I mean. So once it does that, you see that driver 196 browser setup. Now here we are calling this browser setup. It is going here. From here it is gonna print this line, browser setup. You see? So that's how before class is first of all running, then browser setup, then also for 198, line number 198, also it is printing browser setup. Why is that? 198, 196. Okay, there are print two thing we have printed at the same time. One is with red, one is with purple. I don't know why we have done that, or why I have done that. You can remove one. Okay, remove one. So now two logs. Okay, now this one is good. Okay, browser setup. Maybe I did it because this 1M was getting printed. It is getting printed for the wrong color code. I don't know. It has to be fixed. Okay, so now after this, what is happening? It is, so see, after printing browser setup, it is jumping to configuration reader. Why? Because after it prints this one, it is coming down, and it reads this line. When it reads this line, it sees that there is a dot. Dot means we are calling a method or a variable, but it is a method. Why? It has cursors and an input parameter. We are passing the URL from here. So what is the URL? Get property of the URL. So that is the URL. So if it goes there, it goes to this file, and when it goes to this file, it is getting the, it is returning this config file value, and it's gonna, this is a static block. Remember, you already studied it. And here is seeing that this current profile blah 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 in magenta color, and this is the current profile. That's how it is getting printed. So it is debugging very sequentially perfectly. So that means before class ran first, it is still running before class, no other hook came up yet. Then it is printing everything from this configuration reader. Okay, this one. And then again it is coming back from to the driver class, right? Once it executes that. Okay, let me, as I'm making you understand from here, let me make you understand from here. So current profile is null. Our profile is null, definitely. Path logger, current profile is path. So now you see current config file, current profile is null. That's what is say. This okay. Current profile is showing here. Current profile is null. Okay. Here. Okay, profile, it is null, and when it is null, here it is showing if it is null, print the current profile config path plus config file is equal to path. Here it shows the path as configuration.properties. Okay, if you see line number 28, right? Okay, now what is going to happen? This block is closed. It's not going to go to else block. It's going to come down, and it's going to come here. It is closing the configuration streaming, and then it's going to go back to the previous class. That means driver class from the place that it came up. So let's go back to the driver class. Okay, now this job is done. Then again it is going down. It is gonna get the URL and launch the browser, and then it's gonna print configuration okay, URL launched, then it is gonna print the URL. So you see URL launched, and it's gonna print the URL. In which URL it is going. Done of this browser setup method, right? Then it's gonna come back to where this method before class is completed. One time it executed. After before class has been completed, what is gonna do? We told here like is gonna run at the rate before all from hooks class. Now let's go to hooks class. Let's make sure if it is running. Actually it has already printed here that it is running that one. How many times it will be running? One time after JUnit before class. This is before everything, but this one after JUnit before class. That means the JUnit before class was there. Okay, now go to hooks. Let's go to hooks. In the hooks class, before all is here. Now let's again compare. Okay, so we see that before all logger.info in the bracket we printed before all. It is the one, perfectly fine. Compiler will go down. It's gonna see the browser, but there is no log. So if the browser is if the browser is headless, our browser is not headless now. If it is headless, it is gonna do something else. Then there is no else block, but it is there. So it will print the browser setup. So let's see. Okay, you see browser setup. But actually browser setup we should not print because we already set that up once. So I don't think, yeah, I don't think we need that too. You can remove it. If the browser is not set up properly, then we can set it up again. But I believe it is set up. Okay. So I can remove that. I don't need that. Right? Okay. Then what else do you need? After that, it is coming down. It is saying that scenario, this one is running. So now you see it is running from before hook. This scenario name is like feature file step. So now it is gonna print the scenario name from here. Okay, user is on home page. Then again it will come back to hooks. Then before all run execute at one time, before all finished, right? Now in the before hook, what are you gonna do? In the before hook, we see one time before every test cases. The line number is not correct here, okay, because I created it long back. What you need to see is just the annotations, and you can compare with this. So before hook executed as we told before 71, but it is, these are executes one time. It doesn't matter how many test cases you run. You run one test case, you run two test case, I mean one scenario, two scenario, five scenario, 10 scenario, these two will run only once. Okay, but this 71 will run before every test case. So before every test case, what are we doing? So this before, not 71, I mean here it is 54. So this before annotation will run before every test scenario. So before hook, we can say like runs before every TCS test cases. We can run it. We can write it, right? So let me run it and print it again. Okay. Now, if you see before class running one time, and here before hook runs before every test cases, right? This one. Now then the print is like this colorful green thing we printed up. Then we printed the trim. I mean, we used a trim for scenario names. We are getting it with a method. It's a cucumber method. The scenario is coming from hooks class. Actually, it's a scenario, not hooks class. It's coming from here. We declared a variable input parameter, and it can be working only in hooks class, not in different class, rarely in different class. Okay, then this title, we are using the get name method to bring the title from scenario. Get name, so scenario name, right? We can print it directly here instead of doing this. We are already trimming it. So what we can do, we can remove this and we can print the name here. Okay, same thing. Okay, so we can do that. And then if driver.getDriver is equal to null, then we have to do this setup. I mean, by any chance, if driver is closed or there is no driver declared or somehow it is stopped, we have to relaunch again. So that's the setup, but we are not doing it. We are not going inside because we have a browser, Chrome browser open, right? Now this one is also almost okay. This part before hook, then it will launch the driver. Driver is equal to driver.getDriver, and then it is running this extend report, get current extend test, create a screenshot. We are just creating that extend report utility there, and here we are using this extend test, extend adapter dot get current step screenshot util. We are initializing the extend test and screenshot util here because we need to attach the screenshot and everything there in the extend report. Okay, and then we are doing it for every step. We are attaching the screenshots into the extend report in every step. Okay, so soft assert, we are doing an assertion for every step. Okay, common methods, soft assert, assertion, no logs printed here, you see. So this method is going to be executed like that before hook. After that, before step, it executes before every step. Before runs one time before every test cases, but before step executes before every step. So this one just preparing your test and everything, extend report and everything, but this part is gonna attach everything in the report. So before every step, you are setting up your, I mean, I'm just printing this step. I'm not doing anything before every step. So it is just printing this one. Just for your reference purpose, I did that. Okay. So this one, that means with the sequence we are seeing it. Now after every step, after that step. So after step also runs after every step, right? So be careful and be very sincere here. Be very attentive here. Focus. So I am taking a screenshot after every step. Okay. So, and attaching the screenshot with the scenario name. And this method, this is a method, we are calling a method, right? And this method is coming from your which class? Common methods. We are capturing the screenshots, passing the screenshot name, and we are converting the screenshot into byte, and we are kind of attaching it in the report. Okay, that is a built-in method, scenario.attach. Okay, so that is we are doing for every step. That's why when we generate extend report, okay, as we have added extend report, let me show you. We have results folder created. After every execution, it will be created. Now go to your HTML report, right click on it, open with web browser. If you go there, That's the nice report. If you see that it is attaching your screenshot, you see, for every step, right? And be very like look closely, focus on it. You can see that every step is there properly written. Then the steps are clearly written. The from the hooks class, it is taking screenshots and adding them here. This is the test case name. The screenshot name is with test case name, so that you can identify for which test case which screenshot has been taken, right? So that's what we are doing here. We are giving the string of the scenario name. You see, that's why it is getting printed. Scenario.get name replace all with blah 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 underscores, all space. I mean replace all space with underscore. That's what it did in the extend report, and then it is showing the time, current time when it took the screenshot. Then it is attaching the screenshot with those details. Okay, then it is done. After a step is done, again, then what we told, like before a step name listener class. Okay, this one came from a step name listener class. Okay, now this one. So before a, okay, before a step, right after before a step, after a step didn't came. That was my bad. Let me go to the hook. Before a step was done, line number 82 here, not 82, before a step hooks, that was done. Then you see a step name listener printed up, which is, we told here, like even before after a step, in between there are so many things. So these will, step name listener is coming up. So if you go to hooks and step name listeners, you're gonna see line number 35 here. Okay, the step name listener came up, and after a step name listener, so that log, and that log, all of them is getting current step there, and you can only get current step, I mean current step, in a step name listener class, nowhere else. Okay, so it's gonna print everything for you. Then it's gonna go to your step definition. So then it's gonna actually execute background. So now we don't have any background, so it will execute after a step. Now what is now after, in after a step, what we did, okay, in after a step, actually not even after a step, after a step comes after the step, right? What is the actual step? It is gonna execute the step definitely. That's my bad. So you click on that, it's gonna print SD, this one. So it printed that one, that step, waiting for 15 seconds, and then again it's gonna execute after a step. So definitely the step will be here. By mistake I didn't write it, but it will be here, the feature file step. And then it's gonna print, I mean it's gonna come back to the hooks class again. Okay, now what do you see here? After a step is gonna execute again before a step. So now see, after a step it didn't go to the second step directly. There is a second step, right? It didn't go there directly. I told that after a step is gonna execute again before a step. Now let's see if it really executed it. So after a step hook, it executed from after a step, and then common methods. I mean it is happening in the after a step. If you see how it got printed from after a step. Now if you go to after step, you see that it is calling this method, right? Now if you go inside that, you're gonna see logger info capturing screenshots. That's the thing, 820 from common method, right? Then blah blah blah, this method has been executed, right? And printed all the logs. Again you see the thing that I was telling you, it didn't go to this step, because if it goes to this step it should print this one, right? But before going to this step, it printed a before a step hook. See, so that means it is traveling to before a step. Okay, now in the hooks class you again go to before step, and you can see that again it is printing the name. It will click on login button. That means it is printing this line beautifully, right? And then here we are doing nothing, then definitely it should go to the step, not after a step, I mean a step, actual step. The actual step is this one. It will click on login button, it is going there, then it will click on login button, and then it is coming back to the next one, which is after step hook again. So in the after step again it is doing the same job that it just did a few minutes back. After step, capturing the screenshot and attaching. So and then finally, when I mean the more step you will have, the same thing will repeat. And if you have another scenario like that, once this after step part will done, again it will run the before annotation, because we learned here like before annotation, this one runs one time before every test cases. Okay, so that means if you have multiple test case, that means multiple scenarios, it will run one time before every test case, but before a step will run before every step. So that's how we designed it. And background will run after the step name. We will eventually learn it the next phase. Okay, so then finally, once your all the step after a step is done, here actually test case step one I have written, but I forgot to write it here. Test case one, step one, it has to be here, but by mistake I wrote it here. Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, I will correct it and give you a corrected version. Now, the next thing is once all the test case step has been done, okay, once all the test case step has been done, what you gonna do or what you gonna have here is after step. I mean the way before runs before every test cases, this one after one time after every test cases, it will run after every test cases one time. So that is also in the after step what we have done. In the after step we have covered up these kinds of status, we have printed up. So now let's see, step 2 has been done. Now see, after hook has been executed here. This is coming from after step hook, then after hook. We saying that after a step, after is coming from this one to this one, right? So in the after hook, what we did, we printed this green line. This is the green line. Then we printed this status. It is getting a status from where? Scenario.get name dash status is a string, and then we are again getting the status by this one. If you use this method, it's gonna give you the status, pass, fail, whatever it is, and it collects it from assertion. Make sure you do the assertion properly. So it's gonna do that. So a status is passed. It got the status as passed. I mean there is no failure, there is nothing, no error. That's why it says pass. Now it didn't do any assertion now, but it didn't, there are not any error, the steps didn't fail, that's why it is passed. Yeah, okay. So now again this green line here, okay, and then there is no log, no other log here. If the status is null, then it's gonna go for a fallback. Fallback means it's gonna run the test cases again and do the things again. Okay, and assert all, definitely after every test case we need to print assert, soft assert dot assert all, and it will do the assertions very clearly for every test cases. Okay, so after all, then finally after all hooks, it runs only one time in the hooks class, but before after class of JUnit runner. JUnit runner in essence this one, right? So after all will run. Now in after all, what did we do? We just printed a log after all hooks, after all hooks, that is this one, deleting all cookies, deleting all cookies, it deleted all cookies, right? And then closing the driver, we are doing a close, we are giving a method, closing the driver. This is again, close driver is a static method from driver class. We can call it by class name. So it is not a driver. Don't think it is a driver. I mean driver.webDriver. Don't think like that. The D is capital. That means it's a class. With a class name, we are calling this method directly. Okay. So it is quitting the driver at that point. So then catching the connection setup, if any issue is there, connection reset handled. Okay. And then driver closed, we are printing driver closed. This will be printed if somehow driver is not closing or any issues are there. It's a try catch block. If any failure or anything is there, it is not able to close the driver, then it will print this thing. Okay. And then finally, you see there are another before block, but it is not running. Why? Now be very attentive. This before will run right after every test case if the test case has a tag of this one, right? You can test it by yourself. Just add this tag too. If you add this tag here too, it's gonna run this block as well. That means you can run you can run different before hooks by this condition. If you put the value here, that means you can run it. Now I wrote SQL here. There may be multiple situations. For example, like for the users who have admin rights, you can run a different before hooks for them, or different set of steps for them, a sequence of steps for them by printing or putting any values here. We are not running that one, but we already have that setup. Okay, same after also you can mention it, and this after hook will run after the regular after hook. Okay, so yeah, that's all. So that's how it is going on. Then finally, if you see here at the end of everything, it is printing it from here, runner class. That's what we told here, this one. So yeah, that's how our Cucumber framework is designed. Our browser is opening, everything is set up perfectly. Now in the next class, we are going to cover Cucumber, how we are going to convert our manual test cases to automation with Cucumber framework properly. So our framework, current framework, existing framework is perfectly set up. I am editing this picture and giving you guys a newer version of it. Thank you. See you in next class.